It's the Daily Dog.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for being with me today for another song reaction. I'm excited about this one. I'm back at the piano, and for the very first time on this channel, I'm going to be reacting to a song by a little band known as Metallica. So, a bunch of y'all have requested that I do some songs from Metallica, and most of the requests have been for very old school Metallica. I will get to that, but today's selection is going to be off the Black Album because this is going to be a recording that I have not yet heard. As you know, I am a classically trained composer. I have written for orchestras in the past, and whenever I have an opportunity to hear a band like Metallica or a band that is kind of heavily amplified play live with an orchestra, a full symphony orchestra, I am always intrigued to hear those performances because I can always learn something from it. It is a very difficult thing to craft an arrangement for an acoustic large group of musicians like an orchestra to go with a small group of very amplified musicians and make both work equally well for like a cohesive performance. So when I went on Metallica's YouTube channel today, I saw their banner art that was promoting their recording with the San Francisco Symphony. And I was like, ooh, you mean the one from like a decade ago that they did? But like with Michael Kamen, I think. But no, this is a newer recording. It was recorded, I think, in live performance in September of 2019, and they put out a bunch of it on their YouTube channel last summer. I will be interested to know if they did a new arrangement of it or if it sounds like they're just doing the arrangement that was created for this song back in the day. So I'll be curious to see that. The original song, I believe, is in every metal band's favorite key of E minor, but when they did this with the San Francisco Symphony back in the day, they performed it in E flat minor, down a half step. So I'll be interested to see what they do with this one. So, you know, I love this song. I have heard it several times off the Black Album. The Black Album came out when I was a freshman in high school, and that's really when I got to know the band and have enjoyed seeing them throughout their career. I have a lot of respect for the musicians in Metallica. They have had a very long career, and they seem like really stand-up people and musicians. The San Francisco Symphony is not just Metallica's hometown symphony. The San Francisco Symphony is a big deal, y'all. They're like in the top 10 orchestras in the world, and for sure in the top 5 in America. A very long and lovely history of music making. And so for Metallica, a band like Metallica and an organization like the San Francisco Symphony to do these sort of events for their community, in San Francisco occasionally, is just really cool. And it's an exciting thing for us to be able to participate with and listen. So we're going to take a look at Nothing Else Matters. This is Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony live. Here we go. Yeah, E flat minor. So, will this be the Michael Kamen arrangement? Okay. He's ready. And go. Well, that's cool. Four chord, flat 6. Where have you heard this? Flat 7. 1. But it works. It's such a great song. Kirk's older than me and he can get away with wearing leather pants. I cannot. This does remind me of the Michael Kamen arrangement. I think they're playing the same thing.
So close, no matter how far, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I seek and I find in you.
They still rock, man. I know they're starting to show their age, but sounds so warm.
And nothing else matters. Never care what they do. Never care what they know. 'Cause I know. So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters.
I want to stop for a second. So one of the things that I'm hearing in this and reminded about is that when you have a lot of amplified sound that Metallica makes in the room, miking a live orchestra to then compete with it to match is not an easy thing, and the arranger can help make that easier, or can make it almost nearly impossible by how they write the chart for the orchestra members. This arrangement kind of stays out of the way of the band. The orchestra is really just filling out the chords. There's some nice counter melodies that are created. The strings are kind of down and sort of filling out that middle range. And then when they go up into their higher range, they're all playing the same thing. So it's strength in numbers for the orchestra. There are more string players than anything else in the orchestra. And so when we want to have these big lines compete with what the orchestra or what the band is doing, then you give it to the strings, you reinforce it with some winds, maybe some brass, but do it in octaves so that they can really let that new counter melody shine. And that's what I'm remembering here. If I'm remembering right, this is Michael Kamen's version or arrangement of this. And he was as good as anybody at doing these sort of crossover classical and popular music charts. Wonderful stuff. I'm going to back up just a hair so we can catch this next section.
Never care what they do. Never care
Flat six,
what they
flat six. Flat seven, right?
Yes, I know.
You can hear some of the woodwinds kind of sneaking through there. It's really lovely. They can do that in this section because there's no big time solo, so it's a chance for it just to sound nice and just all full.
Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Yeah.
low strings. Just make it nice and warm. Some of those sound barriers to help the mic in.
Couldn't be much more from the heart.
2, 3, 1.
Forever trusting who we are.
The conductor is sitting down now. S&M 2. Awesome. I'll have to listen to this whole thing. This sounds cool. That might be what goes on the television tonight. I had no idea this existed, y'all. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, I had no idea that this new recording existed at all. So I'm glad that I found that. So if you're an old school Metallica fan and you requested stuff from like the Master of Puppets album, I'll get to some of those. Just give me some time. I actually planned to do one of those back those early recordings today, but when I saw that, I'm like, screw it, we're doing that one because that's the one I want to do, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, they are starting to show their age a little bit, but they can still rock, and just love hearing that. It's like especially at the very end when they let the audience sing the final line. It's like, right on. You know, it's like 16,000 people at a poetry slam with some guitarists and a bassist and a drummer and singers and a whole bunch of orchestral musicians, and we're just going to have a great night. It's something, I'm recording this in the spring of 2021. We're a year into the pandemic, and these live concerts, we're itching to get back to them. I think everybody's like just ready for these big communal human experiences that we can go and have again. So thanks to Metallica for putting a bunch of their stuff out. I mean, Metallica puts as much of their stuff online with great audio quality for people to listen to as any band that I know, and kudos to them, and just thankful that they are in America and have graced us with a long litany and great catalog of music. So thanks for being with me today, and we will see you next time on the Daily Dove.